American Government Lesson 11. Glossary. Our lesson objectives are: directions. Use this glossary to complete the final lesson review located after the glossary. A. Abridging. Lessening or reducing certain rights. Accusation. Charge of wrongdoing made against someone. Affidavit. A written statement that the person making it swears to be true. Affirmation. A declaration made by a person that he or she is telling the truth. Amend. To change or to add. B. Bail. Money given to set free an arrested person from jail until a trial takes place. Banned. Not allowed. Boycott. To avoid using, buying, or dealing with as a means of protest. C. Cabinet. Presidential Advisory Board. Capital punishment. The death penalty. Censure. To express disapproval. Charters. Legal documents issued by governments to define the purpose and privileges of corporations. Citizenship. The status of a member of a country. Civil. Relating to ordinary community life as opposed to criminal proceedings, as in civil court. Civil rights. Basic freedoms guaranteed to citizens by the Constitution. Commissions. Independent government agencies given powers by the legislative branch. Common law. Unwritten body of law based on past actions and decision. Compelled. Forced to do something. Compensation. Payment for services or for damages. Compromise. A settlement of differences in which each side gives up something. Compulsory. Something that must be done. Conciliator. One who settles disputes. Continental Congress. Elected representatives advising the colonists on policies regarding relations with Britain. Concurrent. Sharing by two different persons or groups acting in agreement. Confronted. Met face to face. Construed. Understood in a certain way. Controversy. Dispute. Counsel. A lawyer who advises a client. D. Defamation. Harming the good name of another by false making statements. Define. To state the precise meaning. Delegate. One authorized to act as a representative for others. Democracy. Government by the people. Direct democracy. A system of government in which people participate directly in decision-making through voting on issues. Discrimination. The act of judging people on the basis of prejudice. Dissent. To disagree or withhold approval on an issue. Disparage. To hold in low regard. Domestic. Actions within a home or within a country. Due process. Legal proceeding carried out according to rules and procedures. E. Elastic clause. Powers delegated to Congress giving the power to carry out its other responsibilities. Eminent domain. The right of a government to take private property for public use because its power extends to all the nation's lands. Establishment clause. Part of the First Amendment to the Constitution prohibiting the government from establishing a national religion. Excessive. More than is needed. Executive. The power to carry out laws. F. Federalism. Government in which the power is divided among national and state governments. Fundamental rights. Basic or essential freedoms. G. Governor. Person who carries out the law of a state. Grand jury. A group of people who decide if a person should be charged with a crime. I. Immoral. Not in keeping with accepted ideas and actions. Impairing. Reductions in usefulness. Impartial. Not taking sides in a dispute. Impeach. To accuse a public official with wrong or illegal behavior before a special type of court. Incrimination. To charge with or involve in a crime. Indictment. Written statement by a grand jury charging a person with possible wrongdoing. Infamous. Action or deed of the worst kind. infringed, acted in a way with intent to take a part of another's right. Internment, confinement or imprisonment. Interstate, between two or more states. J, jeopardy, danger. Joint resolutions, acts proposed by both houses of Congress. Judicial, having the power to interpret laws. Jurisdiction, authority. L, legislative, having power to make laws. Legislature, house of government responsible for making laws. Libel, false statements tending to harm the reputation of another person. M, martial, dealing with the military or with war. Militia, military forces that are on call for service in emergencies. Misdemeanors, less serious crimes or wrongdoings. Monarchy, ruled by one person, king or queen. N, nomination, the act or process of being named to run for an elected office. Nullify, to take away the effect and value of something. O, obscenity, something or that violates the general sense of decency. Oppressive, to keep down the spirits of others. Ordain, to establish by law. Override, to pass over an objection. P, Parliament, the supreme legislative body in Great Britain, England. Petition, a formal written request signed by supporters of the request. Plea bargain, the process when an accused person agrees to plead guilty to a lesser crime to avoid a trial. Political party, an organized group that tries to control the government through elections. Popular sovereignty, self-government based on the will of the people. Pornography, words or pictures intended only to arouse sexual interest. Posterity, all future generations. Preamble, introduction to a statement. Precedent, a legal decision that serves as an example in later court cases. Presentment, offering or presenting evidence to a grand jury. Preserved, kept or held. Presumption of innocence, a person is assumed innocent until proven guilty. Probable cause, valid reason for police to search or arrest a person. Proportional representation, presentation based on differences in population size between areas. Prosecutions, actions to bring an accused person to trial. R, radical, fundamental or extreme. Ratified, accepted by a vote. Redress, to remove the cause of. Repeal, officially withdrawn. Republic, system of government where people elect officials to represent them. Residual, remaining or residing with someone or something. Revolutionary, favoring a greater change in the status quo. S, salutary neglect, when a government allows people to rule themselves as long as it benefits the government. Sedition, speaking or acting against lawful authority in a time of emergency. Statutes, laws passed by a legislative body. Sue, to seek justice through the legal process. Supreme, greatest in rank, power, or authority. T, tariff, charges or taxes placed by government on imported goods. Tranquility, peacefulness. Treason, acting against one's own country in a time of war. Treaties, written agreements between two or more states. Tyranny, a government where a single ruler possesses all the power. U, unbiased, not favoring any side in a dispute. V, vested, authority given to a person or group. Veto, to reject a law by refusing to approve it. W, writ of habeas corpus, a court order requiring the government to release a prisoner unless good cause can be shown. Writ of mandamus, documents that mandates or requires a public official to perform certain duties. What next? Take the time to go back and review the lesson on your own. After your review, complete the lesson review for the lesson and submit for grading. Remember, your submissions should follow all the rules for standard written English. All submissions must be written in your own words and sources used cited at the end. How to cite sources in APA format. When you reference a source within an APA-style paper, whether it is using a direct quote, repurposing an image, or simply referring to an idea or theory, you should insert an in-text citation, the author's surname and the date of publication within parentheses, straight after a direct quote. CitationMachine.net will assist you in creating citations.